So after having the loyal sage explain the plot to me once again, it becomes clear to me that we're supposed to go find the Elder of Kakariko. But before we get started on our journey, we should make sure to grab this chest, the contents of which are the first heart container. Our reward for overcoming such a dangerous first dungeon. Anyways, in order to find Kakariko Village, we need to take a look at our map, which gives us a lovely layout of the entirety of Hyrule. The loyal sage was kind enough to mark our map with our next location with a big old red X, so let's head in that direction. Be on the lookout for any castle guards wandering about, as they will attempt to murk you on sight. Jeez, it's almost like we're wanted criminals or something. Oh right, we are. Aw man, couldn't they have used a better picture of me? This one doesn't capture my luscious pink hair at all. Can I explain why Link has pink hair? Well, of course I can. Anyways, as we arrive at the village of Kakariko, we can make our way to the cottage of the village elder, whose name is Sahasrahla, Sasalele. I'm not gonna get it anytime soon. Let's head inside and talk to the elder. Unfortunately, he's not here, as only his wife can be found. She tells us that the elder hasn't been seen since the wizard began kidnapping people. Well, ain't that the most inconvenient time to take a trip? We then ask her about the Master Sword, presumably. You know, silent protagonists and whatnot. She tells us that she doesn't remember all the details, but long ago, a prosperous people known as the Hylia inhabited this land. That seems wrong, but okay. Legends tell of many treasures that the Hylia hid throughout the land. Yeah, I bet they do, but I'm kinda looking for a particular... The Master Sword, yep, that one. A mighty blade forged against those with evil hearts is one of them. People say that now it is sleeping deep in the forest. Do you understand the legend? I mean, probably not, but I'm going to say yes to get the show rolling. Anyway, she says we should look for the elder. Someone in the village knows where he is? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why would I need the elder? You just told me the Master Sword is in the forest. Let's head in and get our sword. Oh no, this is the Lost Woods. For those of you that don't know, the Lost Woods are woods that you generally wind up being lost in. Yeah, you know what? I guess that one explains itself. How bad could it be? I can only find fake Master Swords, a mushroom, and a piece of heart in a hole? New to the series, scattered throughout the land are pieces of heart. Collect 4 and you get another heart container. We might as well keep an eye out for them. I found a thief in this place where I found the piece of heart. Apparently this is a secret hideout for thieves. Did I just steal from thieves? No honor for me, I guess. Anyways, for whatever reason, he tells us that an ex-member is hanging out near the entrance to the desert. I guess I'll keep that in mind if I ever head to the desert. Anyways, I don't think we will get anywhere in the forest. Might as well head back to the village and look for people who know where the elder is. Oh crap, we fell into the well. At least we can find some bombs down here? Who's planning acts of terrorism in the bottom of the well? Seems like a creepy place to plan something like that. Anyways, if we place a bomb on the obvious crack in the wall, we can find another piece of heart. As we crawl out of the well, we might as well go around and ask people if they know where the elder is. Unfortunately, most of the people decide to just call the cops on us. Lousy snitches. Anyways, eventually we will find people who are not hostile to us, such as this merchant who is selling bottles for 100 rupees. That seems like a lot, but it's really not. Rupees are far more plentiful than they were in the original Legend of Zelda. In fact, I have over 160 rupees and I wasn't even trying. Let me buy that bottle, merchant man. He tells us to hold it above our head for the whole world to see because it's good for business. Boy, I hope that doesn't become a trend. Anyways, what were we doing? Right, looking for someone who knows where the elder is. Maybe someone in this bar knows where he is. Or cafe. Lousy 90s censors. This guy goes mumble mumble. Oh, that's so close to a reference. My son really liked to play the flute, but he went to look for the golden power and has not returned. I wonder where he is, and what is he doing now? We'll keep an eye out for him. I'm sure it's a plot that won't drive us to tears. On the other hand, this guy saw a nice lady at the Waterfall of Wishing, whom he says we should meet. Are you trying to hook me up? I know it might not look like it, dude, but I'm cosmically bound to the royal family. Anyways, going into the back of this bar gets us another bottle. You're telling me that I could have saved 100 rupees? Well, at least I have 2 of them now. Maybe someone knows of something going on in this house behind the bar. Nope, turns out it's just a sick kid. He thinks he caught a cold from the evil air that's coming off the mountain. Yeah, that seems rational. Makes sense to me. He hands us a bug-catching net that we can borrow until he's feeling better. Thanks, kid. Hope you feel better soon. You know, stay away from that evil mountain air. Anyways, does anybody know where the frickin' elder is? Maybe there's somebody who knows something in this weird bunker-looking thing next to the elder's house. Nope, this is just a former thieves' hideout. They were led by a guy by the name of Blind, and he hated bright lights. Well, I'm sure that'll come in handy someday. Be sure to head into the basement to blow up the wall to get another heart piece and steal all the money from the thieves and sliding block puzzles, because what else am I supposed to do with my life? Maybe someone in this house surrounded by weeds will know. Nope, just some guy who tells us that he has an interesting story. There is a lake swimming with Zoras at the source of the river.
And they have a treasure that apparently turns people into fish.
That's neat information, but what does this have to do with the elder? Does anybody know where this dude is? Maybe someone on the outskirts of town knows? Like maybe somebody in this smithy? No, he's just worried about his missing partner. But if he returns, they'd be able to temper my sword. Well, that's neat for whenever I need a sharper sword, but I need to find someone who knows where the elder is right now. Maybe somebody in this library has information. Never mind, it's empty. Can't even get a hold of this book on top of this shelf. How about this house? Oh, it has a pair of brothers in it, and they're quarreling. In response, the older brother sealed the door to his younger brother's room. I don't have time for this. I'm blowing the door open. Do you know where the elder is at? Of course you don't. But there is a lady out here who says that if I can get through a maze in 15 seconds, I can get a prize. Well, sign me up. After solving the maze, you get another heart piece, which brings our total to 4 and gives us another heart. Anyways, I feel like there's something more important I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, right, the elder. I think I've talked to everybody in town and nobody seems to know where this dude is at. The only person I haven't talked to is this kid next to the general store. He greets us and informs us that he is the grandson of the elder and he knows where the elder is currently at. Of course, it's always the last guy you talk to. The grandson tells us that he will only tell us if we promise not to tell the bad people where his grandfather is hiding. Kid, do I look like I know bad people? Don't answer that. Anyways, he tells us that the elder is hiding near a palace past the castle. He's even nice enough to mark the spot on our map. Man, that was more of a hassle than it was worth. Let's just head on over to the Eastern Palace. Hello, house. Can't wait to never go inside of you ever again. Anyways, as we arrive at the area which holds the Eastern Palace, we can follow our maps to find Sahasrahla's hideout. What? Is something wrong? Anyways, inside of this hideout, we have found the elder who tells us that he is a descendant of the 7 wise men. Why weren't you kidnapped by Aghanim? He is surprised that we are searching for the Sword of Evil's Bane. Why would I be searching for the sword? There's nothing interesting on TV anymore, so I figured I'd save the world instead. Not just anyone can use that weapon. Legends say only the hero who has won the 3 pendants can wield the sword. Sure. Do you really want to find it? I don't know, guys. Should I go with of course, or yeah? I confirm that I want the Master Sword, and the Elder states that as a test, I must retrieve the Pendant of Courage from the Eastern Palace. So let me get this straight. In order to prove that I can find the pendants to find the sword, I first need to find a pendant. Okay, yeah, makes sense. I don't know what I'm complaining about. If I can bring it to him, he promises to tell me more of the legend and give me a magical artifact? Well, don't need to convince me any further. Let's get that magic swag. Let's head into the Eastern Palace. The Eastern Palace is our introduction to how Zelda dungeons will be from here on out, and what an introduction it is. These dungeons are better experienced than explained, so I'm not going to give a full walkthrough, because the Lord forbid that you check out these games yourself. Seriously, go play any one of these games. They're frickin' masterpieces. I'm just going to point out the things that stand out the most to me. Like how we have to dodge a bunch of balls. Why is this a trend in this dungeon? Anyways, we can find a tile which telepathically connects us with Sahasrahla. He tells us that the treasure of the dungeon can be used to defeat armored foes. Hey man, no backseat gaming. As we continue to explore the palace, we can find a big chest that we can't open, so it looks like we'll have to find a big key. We can find the big key in a room filled with enemies. Just kill them all, press a button, and the chest appears. With the big key, we can open the big chest and get ourselves a bow, which, yep, can confirm it can kill armored enemies. Inside of this jar, we can find fairies, which if we use our net on, we can capture them and put them into bottles, which can be used as a lifesaver in case we lose all of our hearts. No hospitality quite like Fey hospitality. Anyways, enough goofing around. Let's take on the boss of this dungeon, which is the Armos Knights. The Armos Knights are pretty easy. All they do is kind of hop around. You can attempt to kill them with your sword if you have time to spare, but it's far easier to take them out with your arrows. Eventually, only one will be left, and he gets mega mad at us for killing all of his friends. He turns red and attempts to crush us by jumping on us.
Nothing has really changed in our strategy, just keep volleying him with arrows until he explodes.
Then pick up the heart container they leave behind. After that, the Pendant of Courage drops from the ceiling. Let's go collect it and bring it to the Elder so we can find out what magic swag he's given us.
Oh, and get more information about the Master Sword, but let's be real here, we all know we just want that magic item.